Digimon, forever united as one. Digimon, together the battles are won. Digimon, through us let your spirit evolve. If we're all for one world, there's a world for us all. If we're all for one world, there's a world for us all. Digimon.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another wonderful session of Retro Wars. Today we're doing another retro reviewing, but my name is Justin VA, or aka Bardock of the Elite Fighters, and with me is my two faithful comrade-at-arms of retro reviewing. Say hello, you two.
Hello everyone, it's your favorite Crossy fanatic here at the wild card of the Retro Wars, and the editor and all that good stuff. You know who I am. And yeah, I am happy to be here today, as always.
What's up, peeps? This is your sarcastic bastard of a researcher, Hazard Chaos. And apparently, thanks to certain people who shall not be named, I'm apparently known as a mad scientist now. Fuck you.
We still haven't found his Frankenstein lab, but we're working on it.
Fuck off.
Right. Anywho, today we're going to be doing a review, but for those who are just popping in, I like always to do this. For those who don't know what we do, we basically sit down together, basically binge watch all the episodes on season for a TV show we plan to review, talk about it, gather notes, and help out Hazard here, and basically review it and record it for you guys. While Crossy does the crazy editing, brings up the notes, and we just bring in all the humor all together.
Pretty much. We just do our usual thing.
Pretty much. But now, before I get into saying what this episode is about, for the show you're about to see, even though it's probably in the thumbnail and title and all that, but I digress. This show is not meant for kids at all.
Considering which show it is, yeah.
And no, I don't mean just foul language. This show goes off the scales aside from bad language. It has blood and gore, guts, and nudity, and so much more I could barely count.
Play it mildly.
So that's the best I could put it, because if any scenes you see Crossy put in the corner or just above or take the whole screen itself, you'll probably see some censorship here and there, and you'll understand why. But today we'll be reviewing Spawn the Animated Series.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah. Now, few things before we get started. So, you may be wondering why, of all the shows to review, why review this one? Well, aside from the usual answer Hazard might say, go fuck yourself, that's why. Here's a few legitimate reasons. One, this show actually came around like, 1990s or so?
1997 to 99, yes.
Yeah, see, so it's passable for a retro review. Ding. But there's a few other things. Actually, these two actually haven't seen it, so I decided it should be best if we watch it review this. And it brings back some nostalgia from my old taste of blood.
And totally has nothing to do with the fact that the Spawn's coming out as DLC for MK11 soon.
Oh my god, he's so goddamn cool!
Well, that too, yeah. On March 17th, Spawn is going to be coming out. I'm sure Crossy will edit up a picture or a clip of him showing them, but Spawn's going to be coming out on March 17th, and from MK11 is free as a DLC. And lucky for me, I have Combat Pass, so I get the early access. Yee!
My point exactly.
But honestly, it's for pure nostalgia, if anything. But yeah, like I said, for those who know Spawn, like read the comics and stuff, or watch the series themselves, you know what it's in for. And also, if you're going to say, what about the movie? No. We could review that, but it doesn't really do the Spawn justice, because it's PG-13, and Spawn's supposed to be a rated R film, in my opinion.
Put it this way, people. Spawn, in actuality, is more gruesome. Is about just as, if not more gruesome, than Deadpool's story can get.
But yeah, I digress. Anyway, Hazard, go ahead and tell us what Spawn is about and all things about the show.
Okay, so basically Spawn is about an ex-Marine named Al Simmons, who basically was an assassin for hire, so to speak. And of course, he was also a government assassin for the Black Ops. For Black Ops, basically, as a commando. Unfortunately, well, because of the fact he was an assassin, he eventually got backstabbed and literally burned alive and sent to hell.
Yep.
And it gets better. It gets better. Trust me. Not really. Basically.
Oh, tell her what happens next, Hazard.
He meets an overlord of hell known as Malbolgia, who, to be blunt, is a complete dick. He basically was given a promise to essentially come back from beyond the grave to see his wife Wanda again. Unfortunately for Al, he had a little complication.
Yeah, let's just say there was a little fine print to that contract. Malbolgia did hold up his end of the bargain, but
no, he did, just not the way it was originally intended.
Yeah, like I said, the fine print, because Malbolgia did do his thing, is what I was saying. It's just, well, the way how long it took for Al to be revived took 5 to 7 years.
5 years, but yeah.
5 years exactly, when you know the world's gonna change over those 5 years.
Oh yeah. And worse, it wasn't even his original body he was revived in. It was basically a, end quote, maggot infested and basically just decayed to all hell and back body at that.
Basically, next to crispy burnt zombie man. Yeah. Who lost all of his humanity. So, yeah, and if you wonder, did he get to see his wife? He did! He did! Just not the way he wanted.
When he came back, well, poor Spawn found out the hard way that Wanda had basically moved on, married a close friend of his, had a kid with him too.
Yeah.
Something that pretty much broke him.
And Spawn's just been in suffering ever since. But, yeah, so, but as for Spawn, what he does nowadays, he's been living in the alleys with some hobos.
Protecting them whenever he deems it necessary.
Yeah.
Because, unfortunately, there were homeless hobos and bums and whatnot getting slaughtered on the daily.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you. The person who hired to kill Spawn was Al's former boss, Jason Wynn, one of the many main antagonists of this whole scenario series. Actually has a lot of power throughout the 5 years Al was gone, surprisingly. And here's the thing. Lots of crimes and shit has gone through the roof. If you ever seen the movie The Purge, it's almost like that, but yeesh.
Oh, yeah. In
Because
fact, it says here, Wynn is basically a power broker of the CIA and basically moonlighting as a black market arms dealer, among other things.
So you may be asking, what kind of crimes do you expect to see? Well, let's see. We got dirty cops, racist killers, pedophile ice cream man, and a short-tempered clown who's supposed to watch over Spawn and kill things. And not only that, the mafia and the triad and all that typical stuff.
Oh, and let's not forget satanic cultists, too.
Oh, how can I forget? The satanic cultists that sold drugs. Yeah.
And there's a reason why Wynn basically had Al murdered, by the way. It was because of the disagreement the two of them had.
Yeah, funny enough, Violator played a little messenger boy of saying how Spawn's, or Al, because here's the thing, when Al died, he became that thing called Spawn, when he was resurrected. But here's the thing, before he died, let's just say Malbolgia took notice of Al's remarkable killing standards and shit, and kill count in a way, that he wanted him for his own army and shit. And Malbolgia had delivered to the power through Violator, who gave the message to Jason Wynn, and bada bang, you know the rest.
Basically put, Violator is basically a little demon shit stain that is meant to, try and prod Spawn into becoming a psychotic killer like the rest of the Hell Spawns have been over the years. Pretty
much, but Violator's not a
All
favorable
Violator
character.
ends up doing is pissing Spawn off.
Which it pissed you off a lot too, along with Crossy, to be fair.
To be fair, I think it's one of those things where Violator could piss anyone off.
Yeah,
Little shit just wouldn't go away.
But sad to say, he's not. You can't really mess with Violator because he may look less threatening in that form and just somebody could kick around like Diabito from Family Guy. No, he's actually dangerous when he transforms into his real form.
Oh yeah.
He even gave a Spawn a run for his money. So he's not one to mess with unless you're very prepared for what you're going to deal with.
Other characters include the likes of Cagliostro, who's a former Hellspawn and was, well, let's just say his backstory is very interesting to say the least. And he's been trying to essentially reform at least one or two Hellspawns throughout history. The guy's a hell of a lot older than he looks, trust me.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm sure he's lived a long life and stuff, and he's been even trying to train Al just to get the right way, but
He's trying to basically help Al learn how to use his power and at the same time essentially try and take control of his own destiny, so to speak, because apparently Spawn is destined to lead Hell's army.
Yeah, here's the thing. But when Malbosia recruited Spawn, here was the deal. If he wanted to see Wanda again, Malbosia wanted Spawn to lead his army to Heaven's Gates and take over Heaven.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And if anyone's ever read the comics, well, it's only best y'all either look into what the comics say about the matter or, like, there's only so much info we can honestly give you without spoiling too much, to be honest.
Pretty much. The best we can do is talk about the characters and our opinions and all that.
But yeah,
like,
we're sticking to just this series. And side note, guys, there was supposed to be a sequel series to the one we just basically got through, but it's been on an indefinite hiatus for the last 20-some-odd years. We're trying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and you just reminded me. Funny enough, this series was actually very short because it had 3 seasons, 6 episodes each. 3 sixes.
3 sixes. I wonder why. Very clever. Very, very clever. Please, make another bad joke like that.
I'm pretty sure Violator will beat you to that pun, sir.
Fuck out of here with Violator.